Are you considering moving to Destin but want to know what it costs to live here? Well, stay tuned because this video is for you. What's going on, everybody? Garrett O'Leary here with the O'Leary Brothers team here at Lead Realty. With Destin being one of the hottest tourist destinations in the United States, it's no surprise that a lot of people want to move here. It's got perfect weather, it's got the perfect white sand beaches, and it's got the perfect temperature water. Plus, if you're looking for entertainment and nightlife, Destin will surely not disappoint you. With how great Destin is, let's actually talk about how much it costs to live here. Before I get started, I do want to explain the scale that I'm going to use real quick. The cost index goes from 1 to 100, and basically if you're at 100, that means you are on par with the national average. Anything above means the cost is above the national average, and obviously if you're below, it means you're below the national average. So let's get started. Being that this is a real estate channel, we're obviously going to kick things off with how much it actually costs to buy a house here. Right now, the cost index has Destin at a whopping 162 out of 100. I know, that number is a little scary. On average, it's going to cost you around $600,000 to buy a house here in Destin. However, that number you do have to take into consideration. You got to remember there's a lot of houses that are on the water, so those really do, act as the outliers, as well as anything that needs to be worked on, pretty much gutted and remodeled, that's going to drive some of that prices down. So you could still find a really good deal on something that's in Destin that's not going to necessarily cost you $600,000. That's just kind of the average, including some of the outliers that are on the water multi-million-dollar homes. So do take that one with a grain of salt in some cases. Plus, you do got to consider kind of what you're surrounded by. There's obviously a ton of nightlife. It's kind of where everybody likes to go. Destin is really the place to be. So you are paying for that lifestyle, for that entertainment, for the convenience of being right where everybody wants to be. So you do get to enjoy all of the things that Destin has to offer. Up next is food and groceries. Now, Destin is set at 105 out of 100, so obviously you're going to be paying just a little bit more for what you usually get from where you live right now. However, that's not going to be a huge amount. You'll notice it, month to month, but again, you're not necessarily going to be, breaking the bank with just the cost of purchasing groceries. There is a bunch of different options, and we have Publix, Winn-Dixie. All of them do have really good deals on any of your groceries. We also do have Whole Foods, if that's your thing, especially if you're coming from the bigger cities, California, New York. That's kind of the trend right now, is to go to the more natural, that type of grocery outlet. But yeah, you're not going to be spending a whole lot more on groceries than what you're used to, which is a good thing. Now up next is utilities. So obviously we're in Florida on the Emerald Coast. It does get hot here. It's 80 degrees, 90 degrees really often. So probably you're gonna be running your AC a bit more than what you'd even think. I can tell you from personal experience, I run it a lot, almost all day. I don't set it to 68. I usually have mine right around 75, 76, just to stay comfortable, because it is expensive to run your AC. But because of that, your utility costs are gonna be a bit higher than what you're used to. On the national average, it's at 103 out of 100. So again, yeah, you're gonna be paying a little bit more. But again, you're in paradise. Unfortunately, sometimes there's just things you just have to pay for. On a final note, the transportation and miscellaneous items, which includes kind of going out for entertainment, not groceries, restaurants, bars, purchasing, items just kind of have fun with, electronics, things like that. It's all right around the national average. You're not gonna be spending too much more for doing any of that. Maintaining your car is all about the same. I mean, right now, fuel for unleaded gasoline is just above $3. So it's probably significantly less depending on where you're coming from, or it could be a little bit more really from where you are if you're in rural parts of the United States. So transportation, miscellaneous, you're really gonna be expected the same amount you're probably spending right now where you live. And before I end this video, I did wanna talk about the household income. Now, obviously, with the prices I just got over and how everything's a little bit more than the national average, you're probably thinking to yourself, oh, there's no way I can afford that. Well, I want to talk about household income and what kind of families make in the Destin area, so then you can kind of get an idea if you really can afford this area and if it's right for you. So right now, the average household in Destin makes around $104,000. So if you make around that much money, that could be a good indicator that this area is good for you, or if you need to kind of expand the area that you're looking for in terms of buying a house on the Emerald Coast. Now, I do want to mention, Destin obviously is a beautiful area. However, everything around Destin is also incredibly awesome. I don't live in Destin personally, I live in Fort Walton, and I absolutely love it. Fort Walton, Niceville, Mary Esther, Navarre, Crestview are all wonderful areas, growing areas to live in. They're all really close to the beach. You can still get a lot of the same amenities you get in Destin, maybe minus some of the nightlife options, but they're still within a really close proximity to Destin. So even if you did want to just travel out to the the Harbor Walk or do anything that's in Destin, you're not very far, and you can probably save a lot of money by living in those areas too. But that pretty much wraps up today's video. If you did have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer any of them. Or if you're considering moving to Destin or any of the surrounding areas, go ahead and give us a call, send us a text, or shoot us an email. I'll leave our contact information right here. And again, if you have any questions, reach out to us. We'll be happy to answer anything you have and help you find the perfect place for you. I'll see you in the next video, y'all. Have a good one.